I have a computer here, so I can read the chat. But I'm gonna pack some wonderful xbloom orders, and I don't know if the audio works. Let's see if I can hear this. Wow, this actually works. Okay, very cool. I don't know who's going to come to this. This is a really random live stream. Here, I'll ping the Discord server. I know people probably are doing work right now, but we'll. I'm packing orders at the factory. All right, so we're packing orders right now. Welcome to reality, which is this place, and I'm not sure if this stream will survive because of how our yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm in this corner and we're just packing some orders. I can't see the front of this camera, so I don't know what this is exactly seeing, but it's like set to a wide angle. And I have a mic on me, so I hope the audio is okay. I'm just looking through the Discord. But yeah, I have to do this without doxing people, right? But I can move you guys around if you want to see what we're doing. We are packing some orders from this past Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Actually, there's a Cyber Monday sale going on right now. And I have a bunch of different coffees behind me. But right now what I'm actually doing is I'm packing this coffee. I'm trying to see if this stream thing will show this here. Internet speed might not be the strongest here because I have this set to like a 4K stream, but I'm not entirely sure if that will work. So we're packing this right now. Let's see if this will show up. I'm not entirely sure if this is live now. Oh, did it blow up? No, it didn't blow up. It's a little hard to do this. Okay, here we go. So I think it's still going. So I'm packing this right now. So this is the coffee from Prodigal. It's a Tabby 2, which is pretty exciting. And these are, let's see how delayed is this? Is this gonna work? Oh, did this die? Is it still here? I've taken it out. My phone is very delayed from, I have a computer, and things are very delayed. Anyway, yeah, so this is a coffee that we're doing on Secret Stash. For those of you guys who are on it, if you happen to be an xbloom customer, this is a really cool coffee from Prodigal. It's a Tabby, and right now I am packing some of these orders. We have a bunch of coffees behind me. I probably can give you guys a tour of the factory later, but we can do that as we go from there. I have no idea. We're just you know, this is work. I'm literally doing some work right now, but yeah. So this is the coffee we have in the subscription here, which is fun. I have actually really enjoyed this coffee. I mean, we got this coffee in maybe like 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I think it's just now starting to open up. So that's the nice thing with these coffees is they are very lightly roasted, and they need weeks and weeks of time before they open up. But yeah, pretty much that's what I'm doing right now, and I have you guys set on the this like little palette thingy here. I'm kind of assembling boxes. So I'm assembling boxes to then put the coffees into it. And that is the plan. And some people have like really fat orders, so we have different boxes here depending on what size order they are getting. So yeah, it's a fun day. This is reality here. Yeah, but I will look at the chat in a little as I work through more of these orders. And yeah, that is the plan. Move this packing stuff here, and then we'll put it all in a pallet later on, and it will all get shipped away. And maybe the music will be great. But I have a whole rack of these coffees behind me to get through, so I'll move this here. We have hundreds of these to pack today. Usually I don't have to pack them, but I thought it'd be fun because that is how it is. Is there a Sprudgy Producer Award? What is that? Is that already happening again? Or like, is it a nomination? Oops. Is there a Sprudge voting happening already this year? I should look this up. I think I was nominated. Or is 2025 happening? All right. No, this is not in this. And hopefully the music's great. I'm not the one who picks the music. And also, this will all get copyright striked, right? Because we're playing copyrighted music in here. This coffee, by the way, I think is really interesting. The coffee that I'm packing right now. So it's a tabby. You know, usually a lot of tabbies, in my experience, all kind of have this chocolate effect on it. I don't know if that's like an accurate flavor descriptor, but at least the tabbies I've had before are like that. And this coffee doesn't have any of it, and it's super like nectarine, vanilla, peach, tropicals, which is like really interesting, and it's been tasting really great. I probably will taste a little bit more of it in the coming weeks or so, but I feel that for anybody who is getting this coffee in for Secret Stash, if you're an xbloom customer, you will probably really, really like this coffee. I think some of these the last few Secret Stash releases we've done have been incredible. I will spoil the final Secret Stash coffee maybe sometime soon. But we will kind of go from there. But yeah, we have a lot of plans Well, we're kind of just still getting through the rest of this Black Friday stuff, so that's why we're kind of having this like all hands on deck moment here. So coming in and, you know, helping fulfill, because obviously, if you guys know, during Black Friday, that's like one of the biggest times of the year for most businesses, especially if you are a small business or you're an e-com business. You get a lot of orders during this time. And also today, you'll get a lot of orders because it is, oh God, this thing is not working here. It is Cyber Monday. So it is like the day to buy stuff. And I think there is a sale going on right now at xbloom. You should go buy machines. But this is part of the process. Is we have these coffees that we have to ship out, and that is what we're doing right now. Is we are literally getting some of these boxes and stuff ready to ship out. I have to get through racks and racks of these, which I think you guys can see behind me somewhere. Yeah, but here, I'll move you guys around. So we have to pack all of these coffees here. I don't know if the stream died. Let's see. My computer preview is very, very laggy compared to this, but I believe it is streaming. So I have to pack all these. We have a bunch of other coffees here too. And obviously a bunch of other stuff there. So pallets of machines, racks of coffees, and then I'm just kind of a little fort here, box fort, which I am eventually going to hopefully finish getting through. And then there's like a pallet there that will go and stack up all of these boxes here on the side, and they will get shipped off. But I'm doing all of kind of the single or secret stash coffee orders, which is this really fun coffee program that I decided to build because I can do that. So this is the coffee stuff that I curate. Sometimes the coffees are good. But yeah, so I'm not tasting any coffees today. We're just doing work. And I also don't do this every single day, so I'm not the fastest person in the world at this. But I will happily hang out with anybody in the chat. My ex-stripper came. Cool. The award is a 2-year-long title. Yeah, maybe I will get that award next year. Maybe you guys should nominate and vote for me next year for the Sprudge stuff. When did xbloom become orange? So we have a few different types of packaging, but for these more exclusive coffees like this, we use orange bag, and then we put a roast label on the bottom. So this was roasted November 4th. So we put the roast date on here, and then obviously this is like a big coffee pack. And then we have a card in here now with the recipe that's on here. So this is how this works. And then, yeah, we do have the white bags, but for our more limited coffees, like this coffee that I'm packing up right now, it is like, you know, we use the slightly nicer looking bag. So that's why this is done like this. And I just need to make sure I'm packing the right orders. How's xbloom support in Europe? We are figuring that out. There's another distributor. There's some people that we're working with. So Studio is now there, which is cool. Right now, no XPods, but whole beans are there. We're working with a select, like a handful of roasters, like Manhattan, Standout, and more. So we've gotten some of those coffees in, but I think for now, no pods. We're still nailing out a lot of things there, but yeah. Otherwise, like machine functionality, all that, you're gonna get the same experience as you would if you are here. Have you been to Land and Sea in Brooklyn? No, I haven't. I haven't been to every coffee shop in the world yet. I'm not sure when the next time I'll be back in New York is, but maybe sometime in January, depending on travel plans and whatnot. Bring back the Baja Blast coffee. Maybe. I do need to go see Christopher at some point. And we have some ideas. We had to skip last April Fool's, unfortunately, because we just got a little too busy. So hopefully this upcoming April we have something that is interesting. But Christopher is pretty busy nowadays. His roasting business is taking off, which is really awesome. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what his capacity to entertain goofy projects is going to be like in the coming months, but I am very excited to see what happens with his roastery. We actually had some of his coffee on xbloom very recently, actually in the Secret Stash subscription. So yeah, and that coffee, like, here's the thing. This is the challenge that I have, and I'll say this as Mr. Kwan of myself, not of xbloom, is I think the challenge that we have found with consumers here, at least what I have observed, is that I think people just don't know anything about resting coffee and roast dates. Like, people will complain that their coffees are old, and not understand that, like, some of these coffees need months or not, like sometimes upwards of like 1 to 2 months of rest. And it's hard to talk to uneducated customers, or like people who aren't willing to, like, they subscribe to like, oh, everything needs to be as fresh as possible. Like, there's this guy that I saw who posted on Reddit. He's like complaining that his hydrangea was like 4 weeks off roast, and I was like, dude, this coffee needed like 7 to 8 weeks of rest. And I don't know. I'm like, this is the problem when you build a coffee marketplace that has not enthusiasts, right? People who are less educated, and then they won't even know how to taste coffee. Like, you then run into the problem of, like, they look at roast dates, they look at freshness. I'm rambling because I just feel like rambling right now. And they look at these roast dates and they're like, well, coffee needs to be like, this, and this, yet they don't know what they're talking about, and they don't know how to taste coffee, right? So then they taste these coffees and they'll taste like imagine tasting a nice light roast coffee, like a hydrangea that's like 4 weeks off roast. It's still opening up, and you don't know how to taste coffee. So you're like, well, why did I pay so much money for this coffee? It doesn't taste like anything, and xbloom is selling me old coffee. And I'm just like, man, these customers can fuck off. That's crazy, right? And they don't understand like what they're doing. So this is the challenge that I run into when we do some of these coffees, is like, they're not people, we try to educate them, but you run into the challenge of like, how do you taste these coffees, rest times, and all of that, and that's why we talk about rest times a lot. And furthermore, that's also why when I like try to do this stuff, I'm telling people, hey guys, like try this a month later, right? Because like some guy is gonna get this coffee in, like this coffee was roasted on the 4th. Some guy's gonna get this in and be like, this is old, because it's already been like 3 to 4 weeks. But I think it needs, like this coffee, if you tasted the last Secret Stash release, which is Aviary 09, it's like that shit needs like 8 weeks of rest. And then, anyway, I'm rambling, but like that's the thing I needed to say. So yeah, people just need to like try the coffees out. Although what I will say though is at least the recipes are good, right? At least we know that we can pour water on coffee and it'll taste decent. But we run into so many challenges with customers not understanding that coffee needs to rest, and so I'm trying it out with this one where it's like, okay, we bought this coffee a lot earlier, and it's been like resting for a fair bit of time, and we ship this out and we see, does anybody like it, right? And then now you'll get like a rested, most optimally, ready for you to enjoy batch of coffee, and hopefully people like it. But in the world of people's houses, and when you're making a more consumer-focused coffee machine like this, is a challenge. We're gonna run into people who just don't know. So yeah, now you know about what the things that I think about when we are doing things. But luckily, most of the consumers, at least on this type of program, which is the packages that I'm doing right now, they're more, I write in the email, I tell people like, guys, don't try this until later, and then most people are pretty open to that. So we have slightly more educated customers, but man, it's been crazy bringing people from like absolute beginner journey to more. But yeah, this is this coffee. So anyway, I'm assembling my box fort right now. So yeah, you can hear me talk about this all day on like the challenges of building coffee marketplaces and selling coffee to normal people. All right, I'm gonna catch up on chat. I've been rambling on around this. Yeah, it's really hard. I think people don't know how to read is the way I can explain it. Like these are people who, it's like you gotta like taste coffees, right? This is the challenge. Is like we don't know how people taste coffees yet, or what do people experience, and then it's like, it's like, are you tasting coffees that are old, or are you tasting, or do you not know how to taste? And usually it's you do not know how to taste, or you're brewing coffee with like terrible water. All right, I'm gonna move some of these out of the way because this is stuck here. Fort of boxes. Let's not try to show people addresses. So anyway, yeah, like talking about freshness in coffee is a very complex subject, and it's always like, it's hard to have these conversations with like less educated consumers, and when you run into like the less educated consumer, people are less, at least in my experience, it's harder to find the mentality of like customers who are willing to like try things, right? Like you have to work with these customers a little, and it's really hard to do that when they already have this like preconceived idea of like how things should be, even though they don't know what they're doing. Long ramble aside. So I think most places face this challenge. Like most coffee roasteries probably face this challenge where, you know, they want like the freshest. You know, you have customers that like want the freshest coffee possible. And then, yeah, it's a very deep, complex challenge. I work at Seattle Coffee Gear, and people literally walk in and ask for the lightest, fresh stuff off roast and expect it to taste amazing. Yeah, oh, jeez. It's packing. It's not good. Yeah, like that I could totally see. And then when you're like a place like Seattle Coffee Gear, which attracts more regular consumers who probably are used to drinking darker roasts and more developed coffees, they probably only want to, you know, they subscribe to like fresh is best. And I think it's a challenge that, I think it's like a big challenge. I'll fix this box later. I think it's a challenge for a lot of this like newer wave of coffee business to exist. But also, even with enthusiasts, like you get a lot of challenges on like how long should I rest these coffees? And I think for a lot of people, they haven't tasted enough fresh light roasts. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if you have, I think it's an interesting exercise for people to try very fresh light roast, and then you can be like, what does fresh light roast taste like? Because like very fresh light roast, to me, like, okay, this is another interesting topic to discuss, is like very fresh light roast can be so obscuredly, like, it can be so muddy that you could mix up light roast with a more developed profile. Isn't that crazy? You could like be drinking a light roast and think it's like a medium or hopefully not dark, because it is so fresh and all you're tasting is like freshness. So that's like the thing I've seen before also with people who are getting some of these coffees in. And, you know, I'm not saying in regards to like xbloom, right? I'm saying like if you observe this, right, where people are like, oh, how come my like say tastes like brown, or how come my whatever tastes brown? And it's like because you open it up in like 1 week, right? Or you didn't know how to brew those types of coffees. So then you mix up, you know, what does make sure this is the right package. Yeah, you get it mixed up on like what is actually like the correct roast level. And I think that's an interesting thing to think about. Like, oh, how come my fruity coffee doesn't taste fruity? It says it's supposed to be fruity, but it doesn't taste fruity. And it's like, well, is it because you open up way too early? So I think maybe I'll make a more formalized version of the streams that I've done on resting coffee. At least I have my specific approach. it varies depending on obviously like what roaster it is and like what was the roasting machine that people use. But yeah, I have like all the different permutations of what I think people should do, but it is very subjective. And then it depends on like how you're brewing stuff. For example, I think some fresher light roast coffees are completely fine on espresso, even if they're like, 2 weeks off roast, versus like, on pour over, it won't taste as good because when you're doing something like espresso, a lot of things get obscured. So little different too. So you can't win, is my point. All right. What is the longest an XPod can last? Great question. I've had really great experiences. 2 months, about 2 months. Although what I would say is you would, of course, need to adjust the grind size, and you need to treat you should still treat it more like if you put coffee. Like a normal coffee bag, right? So it still is quite dependent on how you are storing the XPods. So like, put it in a cupboard, or is it like exposed to the air, stuff like that. Those are the kind of other things you have to think about. I've had some pods 2-ish months that I'll like open, and if I keep them in this bag and I kind of push the air out, they taste fine. Obviously like a little older depending on roast level and all of that. 2 months out. Sometimes even 3. Like the aviary that we just did the other day on Secret Stash, I feel like that coffee is going to taste great like 3-ish months out if you kept it in the bag. And you of course compensate by pushing the coffee a little harder. Like you need to grind a little finer, use a little hotter temperature, agitate more, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's kind of would be my response to that. Let me see what else people have said. Yeah, maybe we'll do a video on resting. I like that people do link the stream because it's like quite in depth. I think the last time I talked about resting on a stream was specific. Like we tried some like really old say that we had unopened. I actually do have another example of like old say that I can open up, like an unopened bag of say from like a year ago. We can try that out and see if it tastes any good. But usually like coffees that are stored like that, if you don't open them, they taste fine. Like for the first brew, even if you don't touch them for like 8 weeks or something like that, some egregiously long period of time. But it's cool. I'm looking at these labels for these coffees that I'm packing, and I'm like, oh, I actually recognize some of these people. Or we see a lot of repeat customers, a lot of the same people who've been on these subscriptions for a bit of time. And some of these OG Secret Stash subscribers. Very cool. Really like that people have been enjoying this coffee subscription. It's been very fun to build. We'll probably have some more slots available soon. Build some more boxes. I'm actually happy that people are watching this What are you guys doing with your what are you guys Do people have work? Why are you guys watching this live stream? Do you guys have anything else better to do with your lives? Also, I'm packing slow and I have to like think about what the chat is saying. It's like, are you all unemployed and you have nothing else better to do? You can pretend you're doing work. Or you are working and you're watching this on the side. Work from home people need someone to talk at them. Howie, your order might be in here if you your order might actually be in here if I look. I have like a million shipping labels to look through. But I'm just streaming from my phone. So, let's see how long. Let me see what my battery life is on my phone. Here, I'll lower the screen brightness. I don't know how to. I'm working in the background. Packing dice for a D&D convention. Jeez. Hello.
Hello. Here's some empty boxes.
Yes.
I'll make you some.
You want to make me empty boxes?
No.
No?
I didn't say no.
I'm just keeping the people entertained.
Muchas gracias.
Yes.
Here we go.
We have more of these, right?
Oh,
Yeah, okay. All right, good.
How many think you got over?
A lot.
Good number?
Yeah. Still a lot left. The secret stash. Yeah. This stream is a pre-recorded loop. Yes, it is. It's this. I think I should make all the streams like this. Everything is pre-recorded. Nothing is real. Put these labels here. Okay, so I have assembled more. We have assembled more boxes. Now we will just need to pack things together. I'll play live streams when I'm actually at work. Oh, I didn't know there was a Monterey Aquarium live stream. That sounds cool. I haven't been to that aquarium in many years. I hope it's still as fun as I remember it. But yeah, you know, we're just hang out here. I am actually doing work, so I kind of need to. Sometimes I'll look at chat, something like that. All right, let's move these out of the way. But yeah, you know, we're just moving things around. Assembled my fort. I pre-recorded the comments because I already know all the dumb shit you guys will say. We change up the environment every single time, right? Oh yeah, here. There are these coffees for sale. You guys should pick this up. This is that Bekele, which is really nice. Then was this roasted? This is probably now about to peak. Yeah, 11.5. So that coffee is crazy. And we have some standout over there and some other coffees. Put you guys back down. Put you here. See. This coffee is from Kaveri. That one will be on sale, so it's always good to support some cool Indian coffees. And now we'll go and pack more orders. And I've only been packing these single coffee orders. I have some of these orders that people have ordered a lot of stuff, so we'll have to kind of make the bigger boxes and assemble those. Kind of just setting these guys aside because they're big boy orders. Some people are insane. Why would you buy so much? Actually, buy more. Consume. It's time to buy more coffee. I don't know what else do I need to buy this year in terms of coffee. I feel like I've experienced most of the things that I've wanted to experience. 92 Esmeralda would be interesting to try production roast of. I don't know what else would be interesting to try the rest of this year. I am interested in some of the coffees that Wei Hong of Blendin released. Like, he just released, I think, a Sophia coffee yesterday. And that would be I'm kind of intrigued by it. Say might have some cool stuff coming up soon as well. So that'll be exciting. But aside from that, I'm not sure. I feel I'm pretty tapped out on coffees right now. You know, I have a first world problem of only having 90 plus coffees. Actually, I don't have any more 90 plus coffee. Harry took all my 90 plus. I am but a 87.25 lad now. I'm planning on getting a new grinder. What do you think about 64 SSBMP? I think you should reconsider your life choices and consider that, and maybe think that, you know, maybe you should figure out if you have bad taste or not. It's okay to have bad taste. It's okay to be wrong. I went to a coffee shop yesterday that I had. Actually, Harry recorded this. I was so disappointed yesterday. I guess we shouldn't name names, right? Naming names is really, we shouldn't name names, but it was an incredibly disappointing experience. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because somebody has mentioned it, DAC Coco Bongo. So I went to a shop yesterday that had okay, now you can pack my September order. Did you order something, Howie? Let me look. Oh my god, we have so many orders to pack. Wow, Howie actually ordered something on this live stream. I don't have the shipping label here, so I can't pack your order. I have a pre-printed stack of shipping labels that I'm working through. So unfortunately, I can't pack your order at this exact moment, but I will say that your coffees are here. The paper filter, the Bekele, and the Ivan Solus are here. The Solus, by the way, is really interesting. We have a lot of this, by the way. COE #1 Costa Rica. This coffee has been really interesting. I think I opened it up way too early because I opened it up for a video that I had to do, and yeah, it's a coffee that I feel like needs a lot of rest, and it's a Costa Rican coffee, so it's like, you know, COE #1, just scary. Yeah, what was I talking about? The reason why I brought up DAC Coco Bongo, the reason why Coco Bongo was mentioned is because I went to the shop yesterday and I was like, I went with Harry, and I would say we had a miserable time, or I had a miserable coffee experience. We had a great time, but I had a miserable coffee experience. So this shop opened up new in the Bay Area, and you know, unfortunately I'm gonna have to say it, go there for the matcha. So the shop, it's like they're trying, because the coffees that they had substance, they had Kawa, they had DAC, and then they had Cafea Circular. I was like, holy shit, Cafea Circular in the Bay Area at a coffee shop, that is absolutely insane. And I ordered pour over, and it was the Agatsby. So Agatsby is a really interesting coffee. It's actually, I believe, a geisha that's been fermented 3 different times, or there's like there are like multiple processes to it, but it is done by Altieri. So I was like blown away because I was like, oh my god, it's Altieri. And as you guys may have seen, I got to spend some time with Francisco Altieri, and it was like one of his coffees there, and I really like Altieri. Altieri coffees have been incredible, and like I know that we know the guy who worked on the coffee, the producer. We know how he would feel if you were telling him, hey, that's how they're brewing your coffee. So this is the challenge with the last mile problem in the coffee industry. But basically, I ordered that coffee, and it was trash. It was fucking terrible. I don't know what else to say. It's like they messed up the brew. It was $15. It was like everything was like set up for them. Great roast, great coffee, really great work from the producer, really good roast of it, and then they messed up brewing. And it was just like, I was just like sad. I was sad because you met the guy who worked on the coffee, you met the producers, you met the family that like did all of that, and then they the coffee shop messed up, unfortunately. So it's a challenge with the last mile problem in coffee, which is like why xbloom is interesting to me. Like all of this stuff is interesting to me because this solves the last mile problem to an extent. The challenge is like you just get coffee shops that like I think it's just like, unfortunately, they don't know how to taste, they don't know how to brew, and like there's this whole entire thing. It's like, you can open up a coffee shop that serves matcha and all that stuff, but we would hope that a coffee shop that spends the time and effort to develop relationships with a roaster like Café Circular and spends the time and effort to like buy those types of coffees would learn how to brew those coffees a little better. And unfortunately, they didn't do that, and I feel very, very sad. Well, it's $15 because it is a really fancy geisha, right? It was a great coffee. Like I'm okay with spending $15 on a cup of coffee. I do that all the time. In fact, I love to spend money on coffee in coffee shops. But like, when you're above, I would say like the $13 price point, it hurts if it's not brewed well. So yeah, that was an experience I had yesterday. They had a matcha cake and a matcha latte, and those were good, but like, that's the thing now, is like, the enthusiasts in me got excited because I was like, wow, these people have good taste because they are picking, a world-class roaster, right? And they mess up the brewing. To be fair, brewing coffee is hard, but even then, it's like this is a coffee that it's so potent that it should be easy to brew. But unfortunately, it was very under extracted. It was a bit of like under extraction, plus also not knowing how to brew some of the more fermented coffees, which is unfortunate. I'm just a hater, right? Do they just hire college kids who don't know what they're doing to be baristas? I don't believe so. The other challenge, and this is like the thing that I think will surprise a lot of enthusiasts, is that I think that still a big gap in retail coffee world, at least from my observations, is like the logic path on how to handle some of these coffees. I think a lot of retail coffee workers are very used to dialing coffees to like a predetermined spec. Like, oh, espresso has to be 18 in and 36 out in like 25 seconds or whatever, right? And so that's like one thing you're working against. The second thing is like actually learning how to taste some of these coffees. Whereas I feel like enthusiasts would approach the issue a little differently. Like if you needed to dial in a I don't know, a ASD, Panama, Gesha, natural, lots of words coffee. I think you might approach the brew spec a little differently, right? And yeah, and you know, I understand that like doing a shop and running at that speed is really difficult, but like a lot of things can be solved in brewing just by changing temperature. And yeah, it's hard. Don't open up a coffee shop, guys. There's a video that I shot with Pac about opening up coffee shops, and he wants to open up a coffee shop, and you know, he's somebody who has put in the work. He is a competitor. He knows how to roast coffee. He knows how to brew coffee. He knows how to taste coffee. Like, he put in the groundwork to all of this, and like now he feels finally ready to open up a coffee shop. I think there are a lot of people who like open up shops without building the correct relationships or building the correct knowledge base. Although, to be fair, you know, a lot of people opening up matcha shops now, right? When like you just go to the coffee shop and order matcha. It's like kind of disappointing, right? Why even have the word coffee in your name? So that's the thing, at least I have observed with a lot of Bay Area coffee shops, is like, why do you even do coffee? Like, you should just not do coffee. Oh wow, Spirit Guy got on. And it is the reality. So the other challenge is when you're spending that much money on coffee and you're presenting these coffees out there. Yes, fine, I understand, like a lot of normal people won't know how to taste these coffees, but when in this exact example I'm talking about, it's an under-extracted premium coffee. So a lot of the potency, a lot of the flavor notes were like not there. So imagine you don't know what you're doing. Imagine like you just wanted to try the $15 cup of coffee. I think you would be greatly underwhelmed. You'd be like, wow, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it to like spend money on expensive coffee. So yeah, that is the challenge. It takes skill to mess up good coffee. I try to mess up my brews and it still tastes decent at the end, so hearing they mess up Altieri is honestly impressive. Yeah, you know, Harry has some opinions. I don't know if this, on how they were brewing coffee. I am always too positive of a person where I'm like, I give them the benefit of the doubt. I will buy, you know, I'll order it and we hope it's good, right? But there's some, you know, if you were to really look at how they were brewing coffee, like what they're doing is when they're doing pour over, they're doing like the kettle whipping stuff. So their barista is like not trained well in that regard. So you get like very uneven agitation. And also they were brewing an origami. Just nothing wrong with origami. No, I'm a hater. No, but like, yeah, basically it's the problem. Retail coffee is hard. And it's just like, you know, I just feel bad because I'm like, damn, dude, I know the guy who like worked on this coffee, and he would probably be pretty sad tasting that. It's kind of like, not to name roasters, but it's like there's a Pepe coffee that I got, and if I gave that to Pepe, he would be very sad. The matcha craze is definitely real. Yeah, matcha is in, guys. Don't open up coffee shops anymore. Or you can have a coffee shop and then you just do matcha. That's what everybody does nowadays. Oh, my boxes are falling. That's how it is. Everybody will rank how good you are at coffee based on how good you are at matcha. Your Yelp ratings are now dependent on how good you are at doing matcha. only deliver the facts. Hey man, brewing coffee is hard. But it's just kind of interesting to me. Like, the thing that I have always struggled with is that professional baristas spend more time in probably a week that you will ever spend on coffee. Like, you know, think about how many pounds of coffee these baristas are going through, and there is a big lack of understanding of coffee. It's like, if you spend so much time with coffee, like, that's the thing that has always surprised me when I look at being an outsider of the industry, is that how is it possible that you're a professional and that deals with coffee and you haven't explored a lot of the, like, there's just a lot of stuff in the knowledge base that professionals haven't explored, and they touch more coffee than you will ever touch in your entire life. So yeah, it's an interesting challenge to solve, because retail coffee workers are the gateway into a lot of this for many people, right? It's like they're the ones that are championing the communication of stuff, right? And or like, when I think about it from a value perspective, right? Like, most people's exposure to coffee is through a coffee shop. But I'm also speaking about existential world global coffee problems. But if you think about like where value is communicated in the supply chain of coffee, I mean, this is like what I'm very interested in working on, is like, where is value communicated in, right? Or I guess, like, if we think about this, how is value communicated in the coffee industry, or like across the supply chain, right? Or like, I'm trying to articulate myself while I'm trying to articulate this while I pack orders. And we'll see if I can communicate this correctly to you all. But like, if you think about how value, so like, the thing that I think that is interesting is like, what is value in coffee, right? Is it the experience that's revolving around coffee? Is it the flavor that coffee has? Is it, you know, the work that the producer is doing? Is it a story? I still think that the most relatable thing in value of coffee is taste. Because in taste of coffee, I truly believe that is where most of what, like, you know, this is something we consume. Taste is something that represents, I think, the full picture of the supply chain of coffee. This is like my opinion. So that's why I think taste is like one of the most valuable things in coffee, and aka like, is the thing that you are tasting from a producer perspective, like, you know, are you able to taste like the work that the guy at origin is doing, right? The farmer is doing. And how is taste, which is this thing that I think is valuable, communicated across the supply chain, or like through all of this? So it has to go from, like, you know, all of the work that the producer is doing at the farm, the farming practices, so on and so forth, then to a coffee roaster, then in most cases to, like, you know, a brewed coffee form, right? So like, where can value be lost in this case, right? And is it lost through, you know, a roast issue? Is it lost through, like, the producer messed up producing something, or fermented it for too long, or whatever? Or is it lost in flavor, in the brewing? And I think for most people's exposure to this, it's going to be that last mile problem, right? It's going to be the oh, I went to a coffee shop, I ordered a coffee, in this case, like, say, specialty coffee. I went to a specialty coffee shop, I ordered specialty coffee. This is not good because, like, somebody messed up in the supply chain, right? Or like, people like taste something, will be like, oh, this doesn't taste good, or like, it doesn't taste like it's valuable, right? And I don't know, I'm rambling on, but the long gist of this is that like this is the challenge that the coffee industry face, that specialty coffee industry face. Actually, all coffee industry faces is like, are any of these things like properly communicated? And you know, in my opinion, of like what is proper communication is like a value in this example is like, is it well done, right? Is like the coffee brewed right? And it's hard. So yeah, I mean, there are like better ways for me to articulate this. I'm just rambling on because I am in the middle of packing these beautiful orders. But yeah, these are like the challenges that we think about. It's like, are these things like realized, right? And then it's like, where can things go wrong? Well, a lot of things can, obviously you guys know as coffee enthusiasts, a lot of things can go wrong in communicating value through the roast, right? If a roaster messes up the roast of a coffee that a producer spends a lot of time on, that's quite unfortunate. So that's one place that a lot of things can get lost. It's another place that a lot of value can get lost. You know, brewing, right? Oh, I brewed the coffee wrong. This doesn't taste like why it is good. So then, like, when you're talking about like an eloquent story about like, you know, what is the work that a producer does? Like, oh wow, this farmer like suffered and he did all these different things and made all these sacrifices to like grow these coffee plants and all of that. That story and all of these things, they can get lost in some form of communication, which is like flavor. Oh, it tastes terrible. Like, you can spend all this time and effort talking about like why a coffee is valuable and like why people should be paid more money and why we should care about this. But if normal consumers cannot taste the difference, then I think that like all of it gets lost. And I think that is the challenge with coffee. But I think most coffee problems are somewhat related to like a marketing problem, where it's like people don't understand enough about what this is. People don't understand enough about like how, like, you know, coffee's a fruit. Oh, that's crazy. That's like a mind-blowing thought for a lot of people. And these are the problems that you can involve yourself in if you want to be somebody in the coffee industry. Anyway, that's a long ramble. But yeah, like, for the proof is in the cup, right? Like, your entire story and communication falls apart if you're unable to communicate that this is any different, right? Like, and that communication, I think for most consumers, and you know, if you think about even like your enthusiast experiences, happen in the cup of coffee, right? It's like your first blueberry bomb experience. Oh wow, I didn't know coffee could taste like fruits. Or even when you're at a coffee shop, like oh wow, I didn't know like my latte could taste so good because it doesn't taste burnt, or like they know how to steam milk, and you know, the microphone's perfect, and yada yada yada, right? So like, these are all the things that make this like global challenge, or it's like a global problem of coffee actually quite interesting when you think about it. It's like, oh, it's kind of cool that we're solving for these, like, we're like attempting to solve for like these bigger problems. But you know, I have no idea. I've been just packing this up and rambling. This is what happens when I'm just like working on stuff. I went to a local coffee shop here. If you've been to Izumi in Cupertino, they do only matcha, and the lines didn't stay long before they. Yeah, I have been to Izumi. I actually quite like it. I think they do. I think I got like matcha lattes and stuff there the last time I went. But I think I think Izumi Batch does their matcha lattes too. You know, hand whisking, waste of time. I don't know. I'm not like that invested in matcha, right? Soft serve is good. Yeah. So the challenge is like not many producers can like afford to come here, which is unfortunate. But Pepe's coming in a few days, and so is Jose. So they'll both be here. Be pretty exciting to the Bay Area. Is it Kalita 155s or 185s that fit in the Omni Dripper? 155. Everything that we have is like more optimized for 155. 15 grams. Although I have seen people do 20, I have personally not played around with lots of larger doses because personally I don't really brew that large doses these days. Kind of been really into the 15 gram world. Yeah, I really dislike I dislike Kalita 155s. I think 155s are trash. They're incredibly inconsistent. I think I got them right here, guys. Oh wait, no, there's right here. These are good. I like these a lot. I use these actually in all of my other brewers. Use this in S-Works, use this in April, use this in everything else. Because the main nice thing about these paper filters is there's consistency. So the challenge with, like, you can see how rigid they are, right? The challenge with Kalita 155 is Kalita 155, like, you know, the top of the bag is different than the bottom of the bag. These guys gonna remain consistent throughout. I think, yeah, I don't really, if you just want a really good paper filter, I think these are incredible. I think they're really good. And I would take them over Kalita 155 all day. I think Kalita 155 are pretty bad. And I asked the Kalita guy, I was like, yo, are there any differences between like the box and bags? And they're like, no difference. So that speaks to this larger thing of, okay, then maybe these paper filters are just no good. They're just inconsistent, right? And like the challenge is if you want to brew your expensive coffees, you for sure don't want the reason why the coffee tastes bad to be your paper filter. I literally threw mine. Change the stream name to Pack Friday? Maybe. I literally threw mine in the trash. Yeah. I think 155s are probably more consistent in something like a negotiated Oria or S-Works, where you make the paper filters touch things more. So you get like slightly more capillary action. But I think they're trash. I agree. But also maybe, yeah, I think like, yeah, they're just like sad filters. I think they're probably fine for dark roast, right? All right, now I'm going to assemble boxes. Yeah, not a fan of Kalita 155. No filters for water on coffee. True. Would rather do that than drink SSP MP coffee or use Kalita 155. It's just kind of funny that they make Kalitas like, fuck you, we're gonna make Kalita 155s and also the Wave, and the Wave is shit. I hate the Wave. The Wave is inconsistent as hell. Or like maybe the Wave is actually a consistent brewer, but everybody's experience of using the Wave is with Kalita 155s, and then the consistent brewer has become not consistent. I have to go now. Yeah. Thanks for coming by. We're accomplishing things today. We're packing orders for the lovely xbloom customers, who hopefully maybe some of you guys are. Maybe I packed somebody's order in here already. Am I the only one liking 185 glass? I think glass is probably better than the metal. But also, maybe I'm absolutely insane, but maybe 185 wave filters don't feel as bad as 155. Because I have used 185s in like Verve Dwell, and it was pretty good. Yeah, the wave is very mad. I think in today's landscape, there are so many stronger coffee brewers, flat bottom. Like, just look at buy time more, man. Unless, I guess people want metal drippers, but I think you can get like metal better drippers. I have the Stag also. The Stag has stalling problems. So I think the Stag is really good, but I stopped using the Stag because it stalls. So I would just use like April or Aurea, because those brewers do not stall. The challenge with the Stag is that it needs one of those little like booster thingies. But I also think the Stag is kind of like not interesting anymore. But you can accomplish very high extraction yields because the temperature is so stable. But you have to run into the problem of stalling. I think the only interesting flat bottom for me today is I like Esrix a lot still, and Aurea. And then I guess like if we count this, do we count the UFO as a flat bottom? What is the UFO considered? I love the UFO. I've been using the UFO a lot, but I think I'm out of a lot of paper filters. We're getting through these coffees. Yeah, B75 is great. I love the B75. If you want a better version of the Stag, just buy the Karasu Varia Flow. I think that's a really great brewer. The Flow is really good. You can actually use Kalita and UFO. I haven't tried it. I should. Can you use xbloom paper filters in UFO? I have a lot of those, and I have the Disputer that I could use as well, but I have not played around with it yet. I was only using the Sybaris, and I think I lost my Sybaris, or like I can't find. I don't know where I put the rest of my Sybaris, or like the UFO Sybaris. Or maybe I have gone through. Maybe I went through all of them. But I have Aurea Fast, and I have the other Sybarist paper filters that I can kind of push them in. But UFO's been great. I've actually been using today. I've been brewing more AeroPress because I'm trying to get through some AeroPress filters. But I've been doing that, and then I have all So, what did I brew today? Oh, I brewed Timor Crystalli with the Timor paper filters. So I actually had a pack of Timor paper filters, and they're really good. All right, we're gonna put this to the side. I'm trying to buy Robert's Oria Big Boy. Oh, I was like, why is this guy's order more expensive? Oh, lives in Canada. I don't understand Canadian addresses. This guy is it's like a bunch of letters. I'm like, whoa, how's that work? How do the letters work? Like they don't have zip codes, or like it's not really a zip code. Yeah, I do fold the Sybaris, the Oria Fast Flats, and those seem to work pretty okay. But I actually really enjoyed the experience of using the specific UFO paper filters. I guess I have to buy some more of them, or I can get the T90s and like do whatever. You can use some like magic shit in terms of like folding the paper filters and all of that, and you tear, like you have O2 and then you tear it, something like that. And I think that is the strategy. But I think Jay posted in the Discord the other day, he was like, this is how you guys do it. And I was like, damn, just need to spend like an hour. It's like you're packing back. Have you tried Timor Crystalli Turbo yet? No, I haven't. That one's new, right? Didn't they just come out with it? Should I ask him for it? They send me a lot of random stuff. I actually really like Timor. Like as a company, I think Timor is really cool. Timor. We love Timor. All right. What is chat saying? Move these boxes away. Okay. Have a few racks of this done. We have more to go. Whew. There are a lot of customers. All right. What's my phone battery life like? Our stream quality dies. All right. I think the quality's still good. All right. Probably need to get food in a little. Yeah, I've really been enjoying UFO. The interesting thing about UFO is it is kind of it's the reason why I still like UFO is it's still kind of in between. I think you get a lot of those. It's like the best of both worlds. You get the benefits of flat bottom, theoretically more consistent, but you get all of the nice flow benefits of the like a V60. So your flavor profile is kind of in between, because I think some people don't like the acidity of V60 because V60 has like the searingly clear / like sharp acidity, whereas a lot of your flat bottoms will have like the weightier acidity, like heavier acidity, at the sacrifice of like clarity. And UFO kind of gives you the wonderful best of both worlds. More boxes. Oh, okay, we gotta build more boxes. Might have to move you guys. I'm going to use this other table here. Yeah, Mondays are kind of weird for xbloom, or like work days on Monday are really weird. These are very busy days. I guess this is more of like a fun day, right? Maybe I should make a video on like day in a life. This is a day in the life video. It's very embellished. It's like, wow, look at what I do. I do all these you know like you ever have those like day in the life of a product manager at Google, and then it's like I go and drink my free matcha latte and I do all of these things. That's like day in life of me. It's like go out here, do this stuff. I could make my life seem very interesting. I can embellish things for the videos. Oh yeah, we have like a playlist and stuff. It was like a nice little audio system here. Yes, you can use V60 UFO, but you have to like fold shit. And you can like fold stuff, and then you can like fold stuff, and then you cut the paper. You like rip the paper filter. So it's kind of like if you've ever put a O2 paper filter and an O1 brewer, and you like rip it off a little, and then you fold it. All right, maybe I should get through the stack of things before I get food. All right, I'm gonna actually go over here. I'm gonna turn you guys around. Put you guys on this bubble wrap. Very scary. Or, here, I'll use this. Put you guys here. All right, we're gonna build boxes. We're gonna build boxes. We must build more boxes. Oops. Okay, I haven't looked at the chat in a while. just making boxes, man. just want to make the boxes. What is the chat saying? Let's take a look. God. Oh God, had it on wrong. Oh God. Oh God. Pack a golden ticket in the box? No. This is a TikTok song? Oh my God, how many people are still watching? Okay, alright. I'm literally not doing anything on the stream right now. Okay, let's go back to this side. And pack orders. Or her. Oh, is it a J? It might literally be a JPEG. Did it freeze? It could be a picture. All right. Can you go pop the bubble wrap for content? What the hell? Is that interesting? Here, I'll wrap this up. Papa bubble wrap is being popped. Maybe because it's like, oh, the internet might be dead. Oh, it's complaining. Yeah, this is work, dude. It's a work day. Gotta pack orders. I gotta pack all the secret stash orders. Here, let's move these away. Konos. I haven't used a Kono in a long time. My Kono's cracked. Playing Jenga with all these boxes. What roaster? And many wash Kenyans. Actually, I haven't had any Kenyan coffee recently. There is a Say Kenyan that I had from the sub, but I forgot to open it. Yeah. Can you get that roll of tape on here? And then I have more labels. I just made boxes here, but there are labels here, and then these are all of the secret stash ones. That one's kind of weird to get on, by the way. Oh, God. Ugh. So, yeah, basically there are other more of these orders to pack, but we have to. I built all these tiny boxes. You get it? It's kind of fucked up.
Do you have an example? I don't know which way this is supposed to go.
Hold on.
Am I going backwards?
I think you went backwards. It's supposed to be sticky side because you go this way. Fuck. This is a production environment. Some people's boxes and orders are going to be so bad because they're like, I am streaming here, so just like, we gotta be careful not to show people's addresses. Okay, good. Yeah. No? Wait, no. It has to go through here.
Wait, do you have an example?
Like, do you see the tape gun? Okay, so like the tape has to go through the roller. This is sticky.
Bottom side is sticky.
Yeah, underside sticky. So then like when you roll it across the roller, it pulls from here. So flip. Or that needs to go through there. Tape gun moment. Got it? Nice. Okay, so I have all those boxes there. Here, take this stack of labels. Yeah, so I built some of the boxes there already. These ones just basically make sure these two match here. See, it's like this guy's name, and then you put a coffee in, and then look at the quantity. And then if there's like more than one item, just set it aside. But they're like this, right? So this name matches this name.
Wait, what do you mean when there's more than one cup? So you don't put 2 in here?
No, like just pay attention, right? So it's quantity one.
Oh.
If it's quantity 2, you put 2. 'Cause this one can only fit 2. If you need more than 2, do we have the bigger boxes? But we don't need to use the bigger. Let's just do all the ones, and then we can do the bigger boxes. So that says 1, right? Like you do this, take this. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Come apart.
No, they're not.
Dude, you didn't even.
No, that's
stuck on.
no, that is. So you just like do this. So you need to push this. You have to push this in more. So like this, just push it slightly, and then tape this.
Okay.
You probably don't need to use that much tape, but okay. Yeah, I don't think you need to use that much tape, but because we want to roll it through, so it's like kind of banded on there. So that's 1, right? And then you take this, stick the label on. There you go. So that's 1. And then there are a bunch of these.
Toss this out.
Yeah. No, you don't need them, but just like make sure that.
You're just loading it onto the pallet.
Yeah. We're running out of pallet space, so I just put it on the side for now. Like this one, see it says. Because we're kind of doing triangle. Otherwise they'll fall over. And you see this that says 2, so just make sure you keep track of it.
Okay, cool.
But that's what we're doing. And I can give you a bunch of labels. Just make sure like these names match.
Okey-dokey.
But if it's like this, I would just set it aside and we can go figure that out later.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Krabby Patty secret formula.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh jeez, we have so many orders. These are all, yeah. Here, do you want to take some of those? Cool. Yep. This coffee smells so good. Jeez. Are there empty boxes? We probably need to make more empty boxes. Should be fine. These are more boxes, so I need to make them. I can later. just gonna build boxes for you. Leave this here temporarily.